in the middle of Easter sewing, minding my own business, getting some progress done, and then Audrey's teacher just kind of slid in Dr. Seuss week. So, under a time crunch, but I'm all about Dr. Seuss. I'm all about Dr. Seuss week, and we're going to see in a weekend, really in one day, how many projects of Dr. Seuss we can get done. You ready? Let's go. Oh yeah, and I still have 3 kids, so there's that.
So here we are about 6 a.m. on Saturday morning, got my coffee in hand, sitting down to wrap my mind around the new plans of the day. I just heard of this Dr. Seuss week on Thursday afternoon, and I am so excited about it.
Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places, you're off and away. You have brains in your head and feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, blah, 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 and you know what you know, and you are the guy who will decide where to go.
It is a fabulous idea on her teacher's part, celebrating his legacy with his birthday being on March 2nd. Happy birthday, Dr. Seuss.
Please stop.
After reading some Dr. Seuss books, I've gathered a little game plan. I'm thinking 2 dresses and 1 hat. Her Dr. Seuss week goes Whoville hair by having crazy hair on Monday, Fox and Socks by wearing fun socks on Tuesday, Cat in the Hat Day on Wednesday, Oh, the places you'll go by dressing up what you want to be when you grow up on Thursday, and finally, to celebrate Green Eggs and Ham Day on Friday. So I'm going through my fabric stash in search for white, red, and green. I'm thinking that one dress will be white and red, kind of Cat in the Hat style, while the other one will be green. You know, green eggs and ham.
Hey!
So I've got this white and green check, and I'm thinking it'll be a great bodice. And tell you what, this stash of white imperial batiste has saved my butt on a number of times. I just love me some Speckler Vogel imperial batiste from Farmhouse Fabrics. Oh, and this fun fabric, I've had it for ages. It seems so fun and will lend itself so well to a kind of Dr. Seuss fun, whimsical situation. So a plan is starting to come together now. 2 dresses, 1 Cat in the Hat using this red velvet trim and white imperial batiste, and another dress focusing on the color green thanks to this green microcheck gingham and a fun floral fabric. And maybe I'll do this ribbon if I have enough energy by the end of all of this. So what patterns? I pulled out this oldie and love the lower back on it. It seems kind of fun and Dr. Seuss-like, but then it was printed on paper. And the older I get and the more children I have, the more I absolutely despise paper patterns. Seriously, I am over tracing simple designs onto tissue. Let me tell you how I really feel about this, okay? Anywho, I almost put this pattern away, but then I thought about a solution, and my printer for the win just scanned her and printed it off, and now I could just cut it out. Alright, now we're off to the races, cutting this out while my older kiddos play peacefully, someone must have drugged them, next to my sewing space, and my youngest naps in her crib. That's a new development around here, and it's been very refreshing. She's been doing almost every nap on me for the first 8.5 months of her life. So yes, it's a breath of fresh air. So anywho, here we go. Let's get to ironing, cutting out 2 of the fronts on the folds as well as 2 on the backs on the fold. And before we begin, let's tackle something I've been putting off. The dreaded sewing machine cleaning. It's really not that bad of a process. It definitely needs to get done. I've been noticing some skipped stitches lately, so I give that a good wipe out, and I wish there was more of a sustainable way to clean this out. These plastic styrofoam Q-tips definitely feel wasteful, but I don't know of a better solution. Anywho, I get my sewing machine back together, switch the foot back to the regular little workhorse, and we are ready to bust out some dresses. Kiddos pending. sewing those shoulder seams together, ironing these little guys down, and then sewing around the neckline and arm's eye of the dress. And we are sticking to simple with projects today, folks. Actually, we'll walk the line between make it work today as I balance 3 kiddos on my own and these spare of a moment projects. So my husband is taking our son on a little adventure. Yep. Yes.
Oh man! Why don't I get it?
Audrey? Because we're the grown-ups.
It's the first Saturday since he started preschool, and we wanted to plan something fun for him so he wasn't back to being bored at the house. After 2 years of being stuck at home thanks to the world being on fire, we finally set him up for preschool. He's almost 4, and it has been so refreshing for him and for us. So currently our youngest Everly is asleep in her crib. This is around 8:30, and the boys just left for their big Bronco camping style adventure.
Hey, sorry. I left stuff on the top of the Bronco from yesterday, but it already flew off in our driveway, so don't worry about it at all. It's no big deal.
The older girls are playing like little angels on the other side of the playroom.
Take the kids out.
And I'm sewing side seams of this bodice together and then this fabric. It's definitely fun, and I wouldn't have paired it with gingham aside from that it was the best match that I had on hand. I think it will be fun, we'll see. So way back when I started to prepare it for a dress myself, I know what a concept, sewing for myself, but now, along with so much of myself, it's going to a child of mine. They can be quite the little takers, but I'm happy to do projects like this. I'm actually really looking forward to the years of school projects that we have ahead of ourselves. So yeah, bring on Dr. Seuss Week. Hopefully the first of many. So I'm quickly putting in a French side seam to join the skirt together in the back. And sure, we've entered into the make it work side of sewing, but we aren't savages here. So see-through fabric, cue a French seam. After all, I was not raised in a barn. After using the gingham for a fun little placket, I sew together the skirt and sew it to the bodice. And it was like that the sweet baby girl, since a new dress was in the house, I could see her starting to wiggle on the baby monitor. Once I got sweet Everly scored away from her nap, then the 3 girls entertained themselves in the playroom while I moved on to the hat portion of our day, you know, for Cat and the Hat Day. And I will admit I was a bit apprehensive about this. I have not made many hats before, and this adult size pattern is the only pattern that I could find. Now to Dr. Seussify this pattern, I'm thinking it would be fun for Audrey to color the fabric to reflect the Dr. Seuss books.
Rub, rub, rub.
Sounds like the perfect activity to do when home alone with 3 little ones. So I give the baby a peace offering, food, and I give the toddler her own paint. And then I give the kindergartner the Dr. Seuss goods.
That looks like a good fish.
That looks like a good fish?
Yeah.
My mother's not the best artist, but...
Hey, that what my friend said what she tried to make, you know, like I want to where she made people that we know, and she also said, I'm not the artist. What are you gonna duck?
Just something fun.
Oh.
You can just add whatever you want to add, sweetie. I see you. Okay, okay. Oh, that's beautiful. You did such a good job, sweetie.
Yeah.
That's a really good job, sweetie. I like how all the stuff you added to it. All right, so we will turn this into a hat. It's got to dry. And I've got to figure out how to knot. Okay, we'll figure it out. this is gonna be the rim of the hat if you wanted to paint some stuff onto this.
I do. Yes.
You do? Okay.
Yes, I do.
All right. There you go.
Really do.
Awesome. Good job.
At this point, it was around 11 a.m. and Everly started to get cranky, so I put her down for a nap. I also put Daisy down for a nap, so it was just Audrey and myself. We turned our attention to constructing this out. I had this precious hand-painted hat crown piece as well as a brim piece. And I'm just going to zip this together without even pulling out the instructions because, well, what could go wrong? I'm using this green cotton satin batiste to line the hat. I'm thinking it will also provide some structure and allow me to skip the whole interfacing step, which definitely aligns with this whole make it work vibe that we got along going with these projects.
After the day I had to wear that day, or you don't keep that day, or I did it?
Before beginning to stitch, I'm referring to the pattern one more time, thinking it should come together fairly simply, but honestly, I have no idea. I've done a handful of hats about 10 or so years ago, so I really should have looked at the instructions, but whatever, I'm rolling with it.
Probably these side, but they look like a C hat to these sides.
What do you mean it looks like a silly hat? That could be a hat. I just gotta sew it together.
Or what did he do when paint that time walk around?
I don't see how this is gonna become a hat.
No, it's right with both. You have to do something to make it fit you like a real hat.
Maybe I should have followed the directions.
Did you?
I think I made, who knows, a pancake, a pillow. It could be a pillow. That's an epic fail. Oh.
There was something in Gatlinburg that, well, it was like through Gatlinburg and
This hat will become a pillow. So back to the dresses, the land I know, but first Everly has woken up, so I get her settled, nurse her, and then bring her into the sewing hot mess of a corner with some peace offerings. I've done this number with all of my little ones. It works so well. So for the second dress, I'm cutting out 2 bodice fronts as well as 4 bodice pieces.
I see you.
And I am adding 3 strips of this velvet ribbon to the front of the dress. You know, the cat in the hat style.
I think we'll have to buy a hat because clearly your mother has issues making one.
And I'm really trying to avoid a white skirt. It just feels like it should be more fun than that for Dr. Seuss. You know, all the color, all the stuff.
Big. Your mother needs it to be. Don't stand on that. That's not safe.
Oh.
Back off. Cat in a hat skirt. Alright, let's do that.
I sew at the back of the skirt, gather around the waist, and attach it to the bodice.
Alright. Look at that. It's a cat in a hat inspired dress.
Try it on.
Sure.
And I'm thinking a sweet ribbon, like a bow, would really tie it all together. And I did the buttonholes later that evening, but the hat piece was still bothering me. How to solve that? done. D for done, am I right? So I gave her some glitter glue and beads the next day, and she was tickled pink. So now those socks. What's another activity? Tie-dye, sure. Why not?
For your fox in the sock.
Okay, sock.
Alright, so you're going to take these rubber bands.
Okay. Put the rubber in your sock.
Alright, so you're going to fold your sock up however you want to fold your sock up. You're going to twist it around or whatever and put the rubber bands on. You're going to put them on pretty tight and then we're going to tie-dye them. Daisy, don't touch. Don't.
Yay!
Crazy. You're talking a crazy sock.
They're supposed to be crazy socks.
Look at that!
So here we are ready for Dr. Seuss week. I actually have another video for Dr. Seuss. It's heirloom inspired. Go check that out. If you have any questions, of course, put them down in the comments below and I will do my best to answer them. And as always, I appreciate y'all for watching and I hope to catch y'all next time.